Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Transforming lives, careers, and communities through real estate. We're gonna get back to that a little bit later. Introducing the presenter, yours truly. I think I recognize that guy. That's me right there. That's a nice shot. Shout out to the ops team, Shalisa Collins, Jessica Peterson, Asher Carr. I'm telling you, they put this whole thing together. Shout out to them. Shalisa took that beautiful photo right there. They made all this stuff possible. They make my whole tech side of things easy. I'm not a tech guy. So shout out to them. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. They're on also. Uh, about myself, just some quick, things about myself. People on here that don't know me. I'm a native Washingtonian, born and raised. I went to Benjamin Banneker Senior High School. Shout out to the Bulldogs. Uh, I'm a real estate. I've been in real estate since 2017. Even before then, sorry about that. I went to John C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I met my teammate who brought me on to MG Residential. Shout out to Chris. Uh, go Golden Bulls. I'm sorry, Bulldogs and Golden Bulls. Go Golden Bulls. I lived in Charlotte for almost 8 years. Came to DC in 2010. I've seen it change DC, that is, about 2 times. And I think we're going through a third right now. I do like what I see. I have a family. I'm a family man. I'm very spiritual. Uh, I enjoy working out, giving back, and I enjoy real estate. That's like where the majority of my time goes. Uh, and that's it. That's pretty much it about me. Uh, let's jump right in. How to buy your first home in 2021. Uh, that's the big question. That's what everybody wants to know. That's what is the talk of the town right now. Especially in terms of buyers and sellers. Just not, I mean, investors are always a talk, but in terms of the real estate market, buyers and sellers, the low inventory and the influx of buyers that's on the market. But how to buy a home? Let's get right in. So the first thing we definitely need to do is decide on if or not you want to enter in the home buying process. Uh, a big part of that decision, I ask people after my buyer consultations, is why? Why do you want to buy a home? Why do you want to purchase a home? And I hear a number of reasons. The number one reason I hear is generational wealth, something to pass on to my kids, uh, and I think that's a huge reason. I think that's a huge reason, and yeah, that why is really what's going to drive the train when it gets emotional during the process, when we hear things that we don't want to hear. So that why is very important. After that, you're going to hire your agent, i.e., for example, you're going to hire me. I'm just playing, just playing. I mean, I'm serious though. If you got questions about real estate, don't hesitate to give me a call. Uh, I'll provide my information right after. But talk to a real estate agent. Seriously, it's not the real estate agent. That's the goal. Is you creating that wealth? It's that why. Going back to that why. Going back to transforming lives, careers, and communities through real estate. Going back to that transformation. Uh, determine your home buying needs. Find out what you need and what you want. In this market, you really need to know what exactly you need. Find out how much home you want and how much home your family needs. That's going to be huge. And once you uh, find out, you get a pre-approval, you find out how much you're going to be spending. You make sure that money can cover your needs, and then you can get into your wants. But in this transformation and this why, we want to cover our needs. Uh, we're gonna secure financing. That's either the or definitely one of the most important pieces in this process. Your financing, the money man, the man with the bag, call it whatever you please, but that's where that's what really drives the train. Finding out how much home you can afford, and that is right there is going to determine how we search. After we get your pre-approval letter, you know how much home you're going to be looking for. We're going to find you a home. In that search, we're going to, go see some homes. You'll let me know what exactly you like, what exactly you don't like. In that finding, in that search, this market is very fast paced. It's not difficult, but it's very fast paced. So if If you're prepared, then you will definitely have a much easier time. And in between find and make an offer, I'm going to put preparedness in there, because that's huge. And in preparedness, I think it's three key ways to be prepared, and that's financially prepared. And of course, when you secure that financing, that's part of that financial preparation. In this market, there is no such thing as over prepared. This is going to be a very cash rich summer. The buyer who wins is going to be the disciplined buyer who's been saving and who is going to put in an aggressive offer, because this is an aggressive market. The second preparedness that you definitely need to be prepared for is mental preparedness. And that right there is knowing that we're in a seller's market. The days of lowballing is not today. We can't lowball. Again, we have to place aggressive offers in this aggressive market if we plan to win. If we plan to win. The third piece of preparedness, prepared to trust my experience in this very different market. I don't want to say too much of difficult, but very different market. My colleagues and I are constantly, seeing what's been accepted, seeing what's been rejected in terms of offers. So, our expertise, we'll transfer that expertise to you, let you know exactly how to write that offer and what a winning offer looks like. We'll make that offer. After you decide on, what home you like, we'll place an offer on that home. If it's a strong offer, we'll know, that agent will be in contact, that seller's agent will be in contact with myself. I'll be in contact with you. And once you win that offer, that right there will begin the negotiations and contingencies. One thing I say all the time to my buyers is, don't fall in love with the property until you have those keys in your hand, because that right there will affect my ability to properly negotiate for you. That right there will affect the way I'm able to negotiate for you. In terms of contingencies, we have the main contingencies we have is inspection, appraisal, and the financing contingency. And those are things, you put those contingencies in place to protect the buyer. That's what they're there for. But you can manipulate them up to 3 days, 7 days, and that's where my professionalism and my expertise come in at. Once we write that offer, once our contract is accepted, I'll say congratulations. But if this was a football game, that's the first quarter. That right there, is just the beginning. Second quarter would be, the inspection. I call these the two nail biters. Will be the inspection, and once we finish up with the inspection, we have a good inspection. If some repairs need to be made, we'll notify the sellers to make these repairs. If they agree, we'll move on. We'll get through the main nail biter, is what I call the appraisal process. That right there is when the bank tells you or lets us know that, if this property is worth what you offered on the property. If it's not, then we have some talking to the sellers to do. So that's a very key point. If it's not worth that, the bank is only going to give you, your institution is only going to give you what that home is worth, what that appraiser says it's worth. So after we get through those two, the inspection and the appraisal process, and you get approved for your final financing, your final approval, we'll go to the final walkthrough. This is a very important piece. Because that right there, it's time between your last inspection, if you had a re-inspection, between your last inspection and the time you closed. Anything could have happened. We could have had a hailstorm in the middle of August, and that has happened. And that hailstorm put holes all in your roof, or anything could have happened. But we want to make sure that home's in the condition that, we left it in during the inspection, and that you're buying and you're getting what you paid for. After the final walkthrough, everything looks good. We go to settlement. This right here is the transfer of title. For settlement, what you need is a government issued ID, whatever form of payment the title, your title company of your choice asks you to bring. It could be wire transfer, the directions to the wire transfer, certified check, money order, personal check. And most of all, the most important instrument to bring a pen. bring a pen to the settlement. They will supply you a pen if you don't have one, but that's the most important piece. Keep it, hold on to it, frame it. But it's an important day. Have that pen. Prepare for your move. Prepare for your move. Get all your logistics in place. And once you move, once you have that, you get all your loved ones over. Maybe, later on when we get back to, quote unquote normal times, you can have a housewarming. I'll come to your housewarming, bring you something nice. And after that's all said and done, that's not it. That's not it with us. As I mentioned before, it's relationships first. That's my business motto. And so I keep in touch. And I really do. With past clients, I'm always calling, checking up on them. Vice versa, they calling and checking up on me. They asking for referrals, for painters, what kind of mouse traps to buy, anything, so yeah, that's it doesn't stop right there, is what I'm saying. So we will definitely remain in touch. Should I rent or buy? Let's get into that.
Hey, Marcus, really quick, man.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to point out a question here in the chat, and I'll take a look at this throughout the night.
Sure.
Someone here says SJM asks, how long would you say this whole process would take in terms of getting the home purchase process out?
Great question. Great question. The process, it can be really contingent on your banking institution, how prepared you are, and just how fast the order of the transaction moves. Typically between 30 to 45 days. However, we're kind of getting away from standards. People are closing, 25, 28 days, 30 days. And with some of your programs, they can go 45 days and longer. The least amount of days, the better the offer looks. And we can definitely get into that on a more intimate one-on-one session, and that right there is key in who you use in your financing institution, because, some places it's like for the guys, it's like a suit off the rack. And for the ladies, it's like a suit off the rack versus getting a tailor suit. So you want some finance that fits your needs, that fits your credit, that fits your savings, and you want a good closing time. That's what I can say to that. Does that answer the question?
I think so, yeah.
Cool. I see a thumbs up. So perfect. Rent versus own calculator. Let's keep it simple. $450,000 purchase, 10% down. That's not a standard. You have 3% down, 5% down, 10% down, 20% down, 3.5% down. So you can put down different, amounts of money, but however, for the purposes of this scenario, 10% down, $45,000 down, total loan amount, $405,000. On a buy, your principal and interest will be $1,847. Taxes and insurance, $333. Assessments, homeowners insurance fees, $302. I feel like that's a bit aggressive, but this is good because you wanna prepare, you wanna over prepare. And total monthly payments, $2,482. Average rent right now, $2,200. Average rent in DC, according to Rent Cafe, is $2,064 for a 744 square foot house, apartment, condo, but that's what the rent is for 744 square feet, $2,064 in DC. But if you purchase on a $450,000 home with 10% down, that right there will be your payment. And the difference is, again, creating that wealth, creating equity, building equity. Something to pass on. If you want to start a business, you can pull a little bit of equity out of that home, start your business. If you want to send your child to school, you could pull equity out of it. You can sell your home to send your child to school. You can move to Florida. You can do a lot of things when you own a home. You're very versed. You're very mobile. You can do a lot. You can do a lot with that wealth, with that asset. Decide to buy. Home is where the wealth is. National average net worth for renters, according to the Federal Reserve, according to the Fed, $5,200. That's the net worth of a renter. national average. National average for homeowners, $231,400.
My office location is moving
Somebody had a question?
from the final.
No, you're good, man. Keep going.
Okay. Why do you need an agent? Why do we need an agent? Why do you need an agent? Agents know what to look for. Agents negotiate for you. Agents have a fiduciary responsibility to put you first. They will always fight for your best interests. Agents pay attention. They know the details of the paperwork that you will need to complete your transaction. Agents can get better results in short amount of time. Plain and simple, agents are very resourceful. They talk to people day in and day out. They're talking to their colleagues. They know what works. Again, they know what don't works. They know the latest and greatest in real estate technology. That agent is your best resource. You know, a lot of people try it on their own, but a lot of people go to agents right after they try it on their own. Why do you need an agent for new construction? Your agent can help you make, give me 1 second, let me move this up. Make sure that you've chosen the right builder. Your agent can guide you with the lot location and neighborhood. Your agent will make sure that all of the paperwork is in order. That is very important. Your agent will negotiate for you. Your agent represents you. This is the key piece right here, for especially for new construction. Your agent represents you. Unlike the builder's rep, the agent at the builder site, who has the best interest of the builder. That's key right there. You know, if you go in and you sign for new construction without an agent, that representative or that agent there represents that builder first, and they represent that building, plain and simple. To them, you're a customer, you're not a client. That builder is their client. Very prime scenario is actually kind of going on right now. I won't say what builder, however, they push my client's completion date back 2 months. If anyone's paying attention to interest rates right now, the interest rates are going up slowly. Her interest rate went up, and this will affect her payment also. With this timeline being pushed back, her payment could potentially go up. It will go up. However, you know, to purchase a rate lock, that costs, and that you pay that cost. The buyer pays that. However, I went to the builder's rep and asked, you know, can you all pay to get her rate lock? She said she's going to get back to me. You know, she said she's never heard of that, but that's the interest of my client. No matter, as long as it's morally and ethically correct, I don't mind who thinks I'm right or wrong. That's my responsibility to my client, first and foremost. So that right there is key. Anybody got any questions about that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Marcus. We got a little question statement here from David. He's from the last slide about the numbers. He says, "I'm assuming these numbers are based on a 30-year mortgage."
The
I'm not sure which one, David. If you want to put it in the chat.
Okay.
But yeah. Or yeah, I guess the monthly payments based off the 30-year mortgage, or even the net worth. Would that be based off a 30-year mortgage?
Yes, these numbers. I'm not a loan officer, but these numbers do look like they're based on a 30-year mortgage. From my experience in the rule of thumbs that I go by. Yes, this looks like a 30-year mortgage. And I swear we're going to have time. That's why I'm kind of going through this. Write your questions down, because I only want to go through this for about 20, 25 minutes. I want to leave the floor to you all for your questions to get answered. Activity. Let me push this over again. Sorry about that. Working with your buyer agent. The activities of your buyer agent, you know, they're going to educate you about the market, analyze your wants and your needs, and you know, how to prioritize those. I'm going to assist you in finding homes that fit your criteria, do a competitive analysis, assistance navigating the special financing programs. That right there, you know, your loan officer is going to be the primary on that, and I can also help in that just based on my expertise that I've seen. I'm not a loan officer, but I do have a working knowledge. I'm going to coordinate the work of other needed professionals: the home inspector, the lender, the appraiser, the title company, termite company. Again, I'll facilitate with that. However, we have at MG Residential, we have a transaction coordinator where that's all she does, and she's great at it. She's contacting people. She's contacting you, the buyer. She's making sure everything happens and to get you to the goal line, as I say, in a seamless way. I'll negotiate. I'll negotiate contracts, the home inspection terms and items on your behalf, manage contract to close paperwork and deadlines. I'll be a bridge between the lenders and everyone else, and even you. I'll talk to the lenders. I'll be the lenders liaison, solve any problems that may arise. And I refer, accountants, attorneys, any kind of other professionals outside of our real estate transaction. Again, just being that beacon of resource. The mortgage and title process is Kevin on with us? Kevin Newton? He may not be on. I could definitely speak to it. I know Kevin said he would join us. I was going to ask him just if he could talk for a couple minutes on that. But funding your home purchase, this is key. The pre-approval process, that right there, is going to drive the ship on how we look for your home. Underwriting, they're going to make sure that you can afford this home, and you'll be good with the terms of those loans, the terms of your loan. Loan approval, they'll make sure you're approved based on your DTI, based on your finances, that you can be approved for this loan and you'll be able to pay this loan. Securing a title. The title is important. A lot of people say, why do I need title, or does it even matter? I feel like title does matter. They are going to make sure you have a clean title. And basically a title is, the deed of that home, that the title being transferred. They're making sure that title is clean of any liens, making sure the person that owned it before you're about to own it, they paid the water bill on it. If the water bill was put in the previous owner's brother's name and he never paid the electric bill and they got a lien on that house, that title company is going to do a title search and they're going to make sure that title is clean and clear, free and clear. I'm sorry. Why pre-qualification? Give me 1 second. Move this up. That right there is required to present an offer. I'm sorry. A lot of sellers, not a lot of sellers. We need that to put that offer. Once we put that offer in, they want to see what this person is approved for, and if they're approved to be making a legit offer on this property. Know where you stand financially. That pre-qualification is like, that's like you're going to go get your blood pressure checked. Know where you stand. Know where your health is. Go get tested for COVID or anything else. Know where you are so you can better help yourself. Interest rates drive your payments. Going back to my client scenario, that interest rate going up, her payment is going to go up. We wanted to lock that interest rate in. The power of partners. That team life. We had a Zoom yesterday, just going back to that team life, going back to the resources that we all have. I call on someone, I call on my mentors, Anthony and Lashika. They help me, my teammates, they help me so much, my teammates, and yeah, just the power of partners. I'm, as your buyer's agent, I'm your partner. I'm with you along this entire journey. Do's and don'ts. That's a good one. Do's and don'ts of home buying. Get pre-approved. That right there, again, that's how I know that you're serious. Go get pre-approved. When you come to me and say, Marcus, like, this is what I'm pre-approved for, no matter what, I know he or she is serious. Check your credit. Continuously check your credit. That's important. That's just a quick check to your finances that, so you can know where you stand. Continue to pay down your debt. Do that before the home buying process. And if you're in the home buying process, check with your lender or your institution before you pay down any debt, because it will be helpful. However, that still will affect your debt to income ratio in some kind of way. So check with your institutions before you pay off anything. Expect the final credit check before you close. They're going to check you again just to make sure you didn't do any of these don'ts. And those don'ts include: don't buy a car. Do not buy a car. they're going to make sure that final credit check is going to make sure you didn't buy a car right before they give you this loan for this house, because that would drastically affect your debt to income ratio. Don't quit your job. Don't quit your job. Yeah, I think that says it all right there. Do not make large purchases. Slow down on the credit card. Put the credit card up. Don't make any large purchases, including a car or anything else. If you have any questions about it, when in doubt, shout. Call your banking institution, whoever your loan officer is, he or she. Call them up on the phone. Hey, should I be making this purchase? So steps to finding your dream home. Search for homes on MG Residential. That's key right there. That's number one. A very good tool a lot of my clients like a lot is the KW app. Once you become a client of ours, I'll send you the app. That way you can look at these homes. It's unlike a lot of those syndicated websites, Realtor, Zillow, and some of the other ones. This is real time. You know, this is being updated real time, probably I think every 15 to 30 minutes, something like that, as to where, you know, a lot of times my clients will send me a home and say, Marcus, you know, can we see this tomorrow? I'll go look at it right then and there. Somebody put an offer in on that yesterday, and actually it went under contract yesterday. So a lot of those websites, they're lagging just slightly. The home showing process, that's huge to finding your dream home. Go see the home. I think I have had 2 clients in the past ask me, trying to move this out the way. Oh, I think I've had 2 clients in the past ask me, can they put in offers without seeing the home? My answer was no, absolutely not. I'm not putting my name on it. Go see the home. After that, if you like the home, after you see the home in person, make an offer on the home. I think that's key. And that right there is really what's going to, you know, prevent you from purchasing something that you don't want later on. Execute on contract terms, property inspection. That right there exposes all structural and mechanical and hidden issues. That property inspection is key. Get it. I never recommend not getting it. Even on new construction homes, get a home inspection. That's key. Once we'll go in on a home inspection, I'll first ask, you know, if that's even possible. Some builders don't allow it. I learned some builders do not allow home inspections. However, I know the questions to ask. I know when to ask them. So that's key. Get that home inspection. Financing and approval and appraisal. That right there is your second most important piece. Homeowners insurance policy that protects you against any loss. I think that right there is the fastest and easiest piece in this process, but one of the most important pieces in this process. That right there take you about an hour to get you an entire policy, and it'll take 30 minutes to destroy your whole home. And if you don't have that, you lose everything that you possibly work for. However, you have to have it to move forward in this process. How do we go down? Last stop before home ownership. Final walkthrough. Again, that final walkthrough is so important. We're going to prepare for closing, you know, get everything squared away, put money in the account that, you know, they're going to be pulling from, you're going to be making that last payment from. And then we have the transfer of ownership. You're the owner now. You take on the responsibility of that home. This is a big day. This is a big day. You know, this is the first for a lot of people. It was the first for myself. This is the first for many generations in the past. This is a big day for, you know, for a lot of people. It was a big day for me. Some other services that MG Residential has, property management services, investment opportunities, commercial real estate services. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all's time. We're gonna get into some questions. That's kind of why I went through it the way I did. I hope y'all, you know, wrote everything down. I'm ready to answer some questions. And before we get into the questions, I have a quote. But before I get into that quote, transforming lives, careers, and communities through real estate. That right there, we're gonna stop at the word transforming first. That's an action to transform. You're transforming three things: lives, careers, and communities. Right there. So I say that only because when you buy, when you sell, and when you invest in real estate, those are the things that transform. You're transforming lives. Your kids are seeing you purchase real estate. You're transforming careers. I'm transitioning careers right now from a police officer to a real estate agent to investing in real estate later on in life. You're transforming communities. Once you buy, you can be the first person to buy on the block, and I guarantee you somebody else in that block is going to follow suit. If it's an entire block that's renting, if you buy, look at a house in a new community, you'll see a solar panel on one house. Look to the left and the right, you'll see neighbors to the left and the right. They got solar panels too. Or look at the gates; they got the same gates. People are going to follow suit. But that's how you change communities, through buying, selling, and investing in real estate. It's very powerful. But I'm gonna leave y'all with a quote though. Time isn't precious at all, because it is an illusion. What you perceive as precious is not time, but the one point that is out of time, the now. That is precious indeed. The more you are focused on time, past and future, the more you miss the now, the most precious thing there is. That's by Eckhart Tolle. The Power of Now is the name of the book. So let's get into some questions. Any questions? Got any in the chat? Any questions?
Hey, Marcus. First off, great job on your presentation. My question was, what are some of the things you're seeing in the current market that buyers are utilizing to make their offers more competitive?
Great question. Great question. One thing that I'm seeing, in the team and we've heard about it a lot, talked about it a lot, is this is a very cash rich environment right now. This is a very cash rich market, meaning, the buyer who has a lot of cash, who's able to put up more cash on a home, either on their earnest money deposit or any guaranteed funds, that's the buyer who's going to win. So that right there, that the buyer who has that cash is going to be set apart from any other buyers. But also just the buyer who can close faster. And so if you have conventional financing, which is more desirable to a lot of sellers, and if you have more cash on hand, that right there is what's going to get you to the table, or to the goal line, as I always say.
And Marcus, we got a question here from David asking, what is your opinion about 15-year mortgage versus 30-year?
If you can afford it, go get it. If you can afford a 15-year mortgage, and if you can afford it and live comfortably, go get it. Over the summer, we refinanced our house to a 15-year mortgage. We got an interest rate of 2.4. So it was we had to do it. I think we were on a call night, Thursday or Monday night call night, and my mentors, Lashik and Anthony, they say, they refied their home, and they were, able to make so many more payments just based on how much money they were saving. So I was like, let me look into it. I checked it out. I was able to get a 2.4. My payments went up, I think, like $300. Just full transparency, went up $300. I'm still comfortable with that $300, and I was able to shave 10 years off of my mortgage. So that right there is if you can do it, go get it. Great question. Great question. Anybody else?
Hi, Marcus. It's Tangi.
Tangi, what's happening? How are you?
I'm good. My question is, what would you say to someone, or a buyer, I'm sorry, that is not as cash rich going into this market?
I would definitely say speak with a lender first. A lot of people believe or they think, you know, they're not prepared. However, you know, if once you speak with the lender, they'll let you know, like, you know, save this much, or you may already have enough, you know, or you use this, excuse me, use this type of loan versus another type of loan. And I think that right there, when you go speak with that lender, knowing where you stand financially, that's what I suggest. On top of that, saving a lot, you know, cash, saving money, and checking into some of these programs and grants.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? It's free game.
Hi, Marcus. It's Tangi again. Sorry.
You got it.
So, do you have any preferred lenders that you would be willing to share
Sure.
for anyone that is moving forward now in the buying process?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I do actually. I work with one a lot for my first time home buyers. He's very patient, very knowledgeable. Uh, our brokerage just introduced us to another lender who's very knowledgeable, has a lot of industry experience, even a lot of experience with buyers who don't have a lot of cash. You know, he's very HPAP savvy. So yes, you know, different people for different types of jobs. So I think that's very important.
Marcus, we've got a question here from Brad. He's asking, what is your thoughts on FHA loans?
I think FHA loans are, you know, I think they work. I think they work. If you're comfortable with, you know, the mortgage insurance being for the term of the loan, you know, if it can get you at the table, I don't see anything wrong with it. And FHA, you know, it does it. It works. Yep. Not a problem at all.
What do you think, kind of building off of that, if one were to start off their process to get an FHA loan, and, you know, obviously it'll be a little slightly, the payments would vary just based off that, the extra mortgage piece that you
Mhm.
mentioned. Strategically, how can a first-time home buyer get the FHA and then, you know, get their home and everything? Like, would you recommend refinancing down the road, or like what would be the best long-term way if you were to start off with the FHA? Especially in this current environment.
No, definitely. If you can get a home on an FHA, and you know you want to change those terms of getting out of that mortgage insurance for 30 years, definitely refinance personal. That's exactly what I did. I think I bought in 2012 and I refinanced in 2016. So I got out of an FHA. I had a conventional loan. I have a conventional loan, and I refinanced again to get that 2.4 15 years. So, and I still have a conventional loan. So I think that's a great way to, you know, get out of a FHA loan. And if you want to keep that home and move somewhere else and use the FHA loan again, by all means, but speak with your lender, your lending professional first.
Quick question. Do you know if there's a minimum time period in which you have to maintain your FHA loan before you refinance to another type?
I'm not all the way sure. I believe it's a year. I believe.
Okay.
However, I can definitely check on it. That's a good question because someone asked that earlier today. I was talking to. It's a great question.
Thanks for that. And then David, Brad, I hope that that actually answered
Yeah.
your question there. And then David, with another question here. Awesome questions, David. Are there options to make government programs such as FHA more attractive to sellers accepting offers?
That right there, that's a good question. That may be a question for for the chair of the Federal Reserve, but yeah, I think that you can still, you know, make an FHA offer attractive just by, you know, you you doing some of the things that we see in the market now, you know, put more money on an earnest money deposit, uh, you know, doing things with an inspection, getting a pre-offer inspection done. I think those are ways that you can make that FHA more appealing to sellers, and you know, just you getting to the table. But yeah, no, great question.
And there's just a note for our attendees. Again, we thank you guys for coming on. If you definitely want to get a plan together, we could definitely do that. Marcus can definitely do that for you, and to really again get that pathway to home ownership together. Definitely let us know in the comments if you would like. I'll reach out to you. We can set an appointment up for you to meet. Connect with Marcus, and then we can get the ball rolling for you if you're looking to purchase within the next 3 to 6 months. But
And that's
yeah.
key. That's key what Asher just said, that pathway. And that's just what it is. It's very rare that I meet someone, and 45 days later, 60 days later, we close. A lot of the people that I'm closing with now, I've been talking to them for 3 months or more. So it's no instant process. It's not a fast process. It can be just, how prepared you are and how fast you want to move. However, most people that I close with, it's 3 months to a year, and it may be even a year and a half out. However, just staying committed, after all the emotion and everything settles down, just staying committed to the process, and yeah, just stand down. You'll get to the table. You have to. You have to.
Marcus, it's Shalisa here. I just wanted to say that even though I was in the early stages of looking to buy a home, I was looking in the market, but my finances wasn't ready. And the only reason I knew my finances wasn't ready was because I talked to a lender, and then like you said, I laid out that pathway so I know where I stand.
Mhm.
That way I can build myself up to being looking like a better buyer for these sellers, and just preparing myself for when I'm ready to buy, I can buy.
Man, yeah, that's exactly how it works. You know, that's I mean, if I'll speak to myself, I wasn't born with the bag, as they say. I wasn't born with, just a lot of money. So I I had to buy, my starter home. I hate to use those words, but in order to really get what we want, get that starter home 3, 5, 7 years later, and stay true to that process to get that, and then stay true to the process once you're in that home, and 5, 7 years from then, sell that home and get what you really want. Get the custom built, get the new construction, in the areas that you like. But it's definitely a process. I'm living testament. But yeah, thank y'all for coming on, and I'd love to help anyone, even if it's just questions. We can definitely chop it up. I love to talk real estate, so yeah, that's cool.
Hey, Marcus, I just want to say you did an amazing job, brother, for what I caught. Thank you for your personality and your personable experiences. That's what we're here for. We're here to hear what you actually have going on. Like, don't feed me a bunch of fluff or some mishaps or somebody else's story. So I'm appreciative that you were able to kind of pour into us with your personal experience.
Man, I'm only, and I won't hold y'all. I'm only able to pour into others by what my team and my mentors pouring to me. I can only give y'all what I'm exposed to, and these are the individuals that I'm exposed to. Chris, Tangi, Kristen, the ops team. They operate at a very high level, so I have to match that. So the contract, shout out to Chris. He got a contract ratified. Got a contract ratified today. Shout out to him. But it's a tough market, and he wrote a strong offer. If you're going to be aggressive, this is a very aggressive market. You got to be aggressive back. So he got a touchdown on that. First quarter, he in it. He gonna win the game. So shout out to Chris, and thank you. I can only match.
Yeah, and before we get off here, I just want to share, really just expand on how this team of agents that we have here on MG Residential, no, they really go above and beyond. our buyers and sellers, but especially for our buyers, it being kind of a little bit of a weird market for them. We're still able to get everyone their home that they want, and it really it's based off of their hard work and everything of the buyers agents, Marcus, for example. So if you guys here that joined us today, if you're really ready to go into that next step and turning that vision into a reality for home ownership, definitely let us know right now, and we can get you set up on a free home search based off whatever you're looking for. We can get you set up on that for free. We can get you a free consultation set up with Marcus, and then we'll guide you throughout the rest of the pace, and we'll make sure that you get the very best for your money. So.
And shout out to our newest teammate also, charge it to my mind and not my heart, Brittany. Shout out to Brittany too. So yeah, thank y'all.
Thank you, Marcus. I think everything was really, really good. I definitely got some info for myself that I will definitely be using.
Get it.
And don't take it to heart. I don't. It was good. Thank you for being transparent.
That's all I could be. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Our visitors, thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for listening.
Thanks, Marcus.
All righty. Good evening. Y'all need anything, let me know. My number is 202-409-8004. Again, that's 202-409-8004. I got a company phone, but that's my personal phone right there. So y'all got it. My email address is marcus@mgresidential.com. It's marcus@mgresidential.com. And yeah, that's me. That's my person. That ain't my Capitol Police cell or nothing like that. Cool.
Thanks, Marcus. Once again, thank you everyone for attending. And yeah, we will be in touch with everyone that had came in today. And we trust that we can serve you in your real estate journey. So thank you again. Thank you, Marcus, and everyone have a great night.
Thank you.